Miley, what the hell were you doing at Kent's apartment? And don't give me that fake innocent routine. I saw you. I saw you walking out of his door like you lived there. Your hair was a mess, you had a Boston bag in your hand, and Kent was standing behind you, grinning like the cheating scumbag he clearly is. Explain, right now. I swear to God, I'm not in the mood for games.
Wow, and here I was hoping I'd get to break it to you gently. But hey, this works too. Let's just rip the band-aid off, huh? Yes, I was there. Yes, we slept together. And no, I don't feel bad. Not even a little.
You're unbelievable. You're seriously just admitting it?
Oh, please, what's the point in denying it? You saw me, you saw us. And honestly, you showing up like that was a blessing. I was getting tired of sneaking around and playing the supportive BFF. Now we don't have to pretend. We can all just live in the truth.
The truth? You mean the truth where my best friend is sleeping with my fiancé behind my back while helping me plan our wedding?
Exactly. See, doesn't it feel better to just say it out loud?
Oh my God, you're sick.
You keep saying that, but honestly, I think I'm just real, and maybe that's what's bothering you.
No, what's bothering me is that the girl who used to cry when her high school crush ignored her is now stabbing me in the back. Not just that, she's acting like she deserves a medal for it.
Don't you dare bring up high school like you were ever on my level. Let's be clear about something, Allison. Back then, I was the one everyone wanted. I was the one that guys texted first. You were just that quiet little extra floating in my background. You were lucky I even spoke to you, let alone called you my friend.
That's how you really saw me? As background noise?
Come on! You think someone like me would actually hang out with someone like you if I didn't feel sorry for you? Even the teachers felt awkward when you transferred in. You showed up in those sad beige cardigans, mumbling through your self-introduction. You were a total nobody.
You are so damn proud of being a teenage mean girl, aren't you?
No, don't twist this. I'm proud of knowing my worth. And I'm still the one who turns heads, who gets what she wants, who doesn't settle for leftovers.
So you seduced my fiancé to prove what? That you could? That you're still hot?
I didn't have to seduce him. He came to me. He practically threw himself at me. He said he couldn't remember the last time he actually wanted someone. You got boring, predictable, like brushing your teeth, something he had to do, but never looked forward to.
Shut up.
Why? Can't handle the truth? He told me that being with you felt like eating plain oatmeal every morning. That with me, it's fire, excitement, something worth waking up for. And you want to know the best part? He proposed to me.
You're lying.
Nope. Rose gold band, oval diamond, 2 carats, custom engraving. It's already at the jeweler being resized. And let me just say, it puts your little ring to shame.
He gave you a ring while he was still engaged to me?
Technically, yes, but emotionally, he's been mine for months. We laugh together, we make plans together, we talk about baby names, Allison. Baby names.
You're disgusting, and he's worse.
No, what's disgusting is you walking around like some fairy tale princess. You act like life owes you a perfect wedding just because you stayed quiet and nice all your life. Wake up! That stuff doesn't get you a happily ever after. It gets you left behind.
You think you're the heroine here?
Well, let's see. I'm the one getting the man, the ring, and the wedding.
You can't be serious. But come on, deep down you had to know it couldn't last. I can't believe I ever thought you were my friend.
Well, that's on you. You mistook pity for loyalty. I stayed close because I felt sorry for you, but now I'm finally doing what I should have done years ago.
Which is what exactly? Ruin someone else's life to boost your own ego?
Which is take what's mine, and Kent, he's mine now.
He's not a prize. He's a man who made a promise.
Yeah, well, he broke it. Get used to that. Because whether you like it or not, Allison, this is happening. You've been replaced by someone prettier, smarter, better.
You can call yourself whatever you want, Miley, but nothing about you looks better to me now. You look like a sad, desperate little girl still chasing high school popularity.
And you look like someone who just lost everything. Funny how that works.
I lost a liar and a traitor. That's not everything. That's a weight lifted.
Keep telling yourself that. Meanwhile, I'll be busy living the life you thought was yours.
Kent, I want you to say it. Right here, right now. Did you really propose to Miley? Is everything she said true? Because I'm sitting here trying to breathe, and I need to know if you're really that kind of man.
There's no point pretending anymore, Allison. Yes, I proposed to her, and yes, I meant it.
You're disgusting. You and I were engaged. We had a wedding date. My parents were already preparing the guest list, and the entire time you were sneaking around with her?
Oh, please don't act like we were some great love story. You and I both know this engagement was never about feelings. It was about convenience. Our parents arranged it, and we just went along with it like good little puppets.
You're a liar. We were together long before our parents ever made things official. We started dating back in junior high. We made plans. We talked about the future like it was ours.
Yeah, well, that was before your family became irrelevant, back when your last name actually meant something in business circles. Sure, being with you made sense, but look at you now. You're just another common girl trying to cling to a life that doesn't belong to her anymore.
Is that really what you think of me? That I'm nothing without my family name?
That's not what I think, that's what everyone thinks. Why do you think people have been whispering behind your back ever since the bankruptcy? They're all wondering the same thing. When will Kent finally come to his senses?
Unbelievable. So, instead of just breaking up with me like a decent human being, you dragged me along for months and lied straight to my face?
If I had dumped you right after your father's company collapsed, everyone would have seen me for what I really am, an opportunist. It would have made me look like some heartless jerk who bailed the second the money dried up. So yeah, I waited. I played along just long enough for it to look like the relationship just fizzled out on its own.
That is beyond cowardly. You used me as your social cover until something better came along.
I didn't use you, Allison. I tolerated you. And then, like fate, she showed up. Miley messaged me out of nowhere, said she recognized me, said she remembered I was your fiancé. And the second I met her, I couldn't believe you two had even been in the same room, let alone the same school. She's stunning, sharp, confident, everything you pretended to be, but never were.
I can't believe what I'm reading. So that's it? That's all it took for you to throw away 6 years?
It wasn't 6 years of love, Allison. It was 6 years of maintaining an image. Once that image cracked, once you stopped being the heiress everyone respected, you were just boring. And Miley, she made me feel alive again. When she looks at me, she actually sees me, not just the guy who fits neatly into your carefully curated future.
No, she sees a man she can brag about stealing. You think she cares about you? She just wanted to win. That's all this is to her.
Maybe it started that way. Maybe she wanted to prove a point, but guess what? Even if it did start as a game, I'm the one who's choosing her. She makes me laugh. She makes me want things. And when I look at her, I don't feel like I'm trapped in some dusty family legacy.
You're pathetic. You tossed aside everything we had because your pride couldn't handle losing status.
Call it what you want, but the truth is, I don't want to marry someone who drags me down. And that's what you've become, Allison. A dead weight I've been carrying for too long.
You're heartless. You're vile. You used to at least pretend to care about what was right.
I care about what's smart, and staying with you, that would have been a terrible decision.
I hope you choke on your own arrogance.
I'll be too busy enjoying my new life to care. You can keep your old photos and fake memories. I'm moving on to something better.
Hey, Allison, guess what? I have amazing news. I'm pregnant. Isn't that just so beautiful? I mean, I always wondered. When you're truly in love, does your body just know? Because boom, one test, one line, and bam, positive on the very first try.
Tell me you're not serious right now.
Nope, totally serious. Kent and I are going to be parents. Honestly, it was sooner than we expected, but love works in mysterious ways, right? Of course, I'm thrilled, but let's be real, pregnancy is going to ruin my waistline. I mean, I can't exactly strut around in a wedding dress with a huge belly, right? So yeah, I need to get that wedding in before I start showing. Which is why we've decided to go ahead and use the wedding you planned. I mean, everything's already booked, why waste it?
What are you even talking about?
Your wedding, Allison. The venue, the date, the dress fitting, it's all perfect. It was so considerate of you to schedule it all just right for us.
Are you out of your mind? That wedding is mine. You don't get to just take it.
Come on, don't be so selfish. It's not like you're using it anymore. And honestly, do you really want all that money to go to waste? Besides, you of all people should understand. It's a high-end venue, right? Kent said he needs to invite at least 300 people, you know, for his corporate image. So we need all the help we can get with the guest list, which is why you're officially invited.
You think I'm going to show up to my own stolen wedding and clap politely while you pretend that you earned any of this?
Don't make it weird. It's just numbers, okay? I mean, you were going to be there anyway. Now you just get a different seat. And honestly, you should be proud. You helped us so much. The color palette, the floral designer, the hors d'oeuvres, all fabulous.
You're insane.
No, I'm efficient. Some people plan weddings, others live them. Anyway, I didn't even want to invite you at first. I thought it might be painful for you, watching me walk down the aisle with your former fiancé. But hey, 300 is a big number, and it's not like you have any better plans. You can sit in the back, keep your sunglasses on, and try not to cry too loud.
This is a new low for you, Miley. You're not just being cruel, you're pathetic.
Aw, someone's bitter. It must be hard, knowing you lost everything to someone you used to pity. But guess what? Kent chose me, the baby chose me, and now the whole world's going to see it.
The world's going to see how shameless you are. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't win anything.
No, Allison, I rescued it. You were holding on to a fantasy that was never going to happen. I just made it real.
You can keep telling yourself you've won, Miley. You can flaunt your stolen fiancé, your smug little smile, and your fantasy about the wedding being yours. But the truth? You never took anything from me. Not really.
Oh, wow, here we go. You're still clinging to that wedding like it means something. Allison, you don't even have a groom anymore. Who are you gonna marry? You were left at the starting line, and I've already crossed the finish line. Are you planning to marry your own ego now? Or maybe just stand there in your dress and hug yourself?
Actually, no. I have someone new. I'm engaged.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm engaged. And before you spiral, yes, it's real. And no, it's not some sad attempt to even the score. It's someone who saw me for who I am and didn't run from it.
Wait. Are you actually expecting me to believe that you magically found a new fiancé after being publicly dumped and humiliated? That sounds like a fairy tale written by a girl who's been crying into a pillow for 3 weeks straight.
It's not magic, it's timing. We knew each other in middle school. We lost touch when I transferred, but we bumped into each other recently at a work event. He messaged me a few days later just to ask how I was doing after everything with Kent. And you know what? We talked. We laughed. We remembered who we used to be. Then he told me something I never saw coming, that he liked me back then, that he'd never stopped thinking about me.
Oh my god, this is too much. So now we're just recycling junior high crushes like expired yogurt? Is this what you've been reduced to? Digging through the emotional clearance bin for the first guy who still remembers your birthday?
He didn't chase me because I was broken. He stepped forward because he always saw me clearly, even when I didn't. And when I had nothing left, he still thought I was enough.
That's not sweet, that's sad! What kind of loser waits around for years, watching from the sidelines, and then swoops in the moment you get dumped? Sounds like a guy with zero standards and even less pride.
Or maybe he just has empathy, something you've clearly never learned. He didn't need to destroy someone else to feel valuable. He just showed up when it mattered.
Wow, you really are trying to spin this into some kind of fairy tale. But let's be real here. You're not the heroine, Allison. You're the footnote. You were supposed to be the safe choice, the easy match. Now you're clinging to a sad, nostalgic fantasy while I'm over here carrying the heir to the family dynasty.
You're not carrying a future, you're carrying consequences. And just because you're louder doesn't mean you're right.
You think this little engagement changes anything? You still don't have the wedding. I do.
No, Miley, you have a mess. I still have something real. And that wedding, you can have it. I'm going to have a better one myself.
Okay, I'm done playing nice. You keep talking like you're still gonna have your dream wedding. That just leaves me with one question. How? You don't have Kent, and no way your new bargain bin fiancé can afford that kind of luxury. That venue, those flowers, the catering, you think people don't know what that costs?
It's already paid for. I don't need to afford it.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It means Kent's parents are still covering the costs. The venue, the dress, the vendors, everything we originally booked. They offered to keep the arrangement.
Are you serious? Why would they pay for your wedding now? You're not even marrying their son anymore.
Because this was never just about Kent and me. It was a formal agreement between families, and when Kent broke that agreement in the most humiliating way possible, his parents were horrified. They said they couldn't undo what happened, but they could still honor the commitment they made. They told me I still deserved to walk into that venue with my head held high.
Oh my god, that is so pathetic! You're letting your ex's parents bankroll your rebound wedding? You're really okay with being their charity case?
You're calling it charity, but I call it accountability. They made a promise, and they chose to keep it.
Unbelievable. And what, they're just throwing money at you now to ease their guilt?
They're doing more than that. They've been sending gifts, jewelry, designer bags, handwritten letters. They even had a custom bracelet made for me with a message engraved, "To the strongest woman in the world."
Are you kidding me?
No, they said they should have protected me better, that I didn't deserve to be caught in their son's mess.
You have got to be joking. I'm the one carrying their grandchild, and you're the one getting spoiled like some tragic princess?
Looks that way.
No, that's not possible. That makes no sense. I'm the one carrying their grandchild. That's their blood. You're just some ex-fiancé they barely tolerated.
That's what you'd like to believe, but you know what? They never saw me as just Kent's fiancé. They treated me like family long before there was a ring.
Then why aren't they treating me like family now? I'm the one who's giving them a baby. I'm the one who's actually tied to them.
Because it's not about biology, Miley. It's about respect. And you burned through all of yours the second you helped Kent lie.
I didn't help him lie. He said they were separated. He told me you were the problem, that you were cold, demanding, uncaring.
And you didn't question it. You just leapt into his bed and assumed that made you the winner. But his parents, they saw through that act before the first ultrasound.
Okay, so what now? You're their daughter and I'm some incubator? That's how they want to play this?
I'm not playing anything. I'm just living in the truth. They send me flowers every Friday, called just to check on how I'm doing. They even apologized for raising a son who betrayed me.
You're lying. They wouldn't say that. They love Kent.
They do love him, but they're ashamed of him. They said he lost the best thing that ever happened to him, and they refused to reward that.
This is insane. I should be the one getting their support. I'm the one who's actually part of their future now.
Funny, because they don't seem to think so. They've already said they won't be involved unless Kent changes.
They wouldn't turn their backs on their own grandchild. That's cruel. That's unforgivable.
They didn't say they'd abandon the child, just the chaos around it. And unfortunately, that means keeping their distance from you.
You don't get to act like you're the victim and I'm the villain. You're the one who got dumped. You're the one who was supposed to be alone forever.
I was, and then I got back up. I moved forward with dignity. But then you wouldn't know much about dignity, would you?
Allison! I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from, but I didn't know who else to turn to. My parents just summoned me. They told me I'm no longer the heir. They've cut me off completely.
Meaning what?
They said I'm not morally fit to run the company, that I've embarrassed the entire family. They said they can't forgive what I did to you.
Definitely valid, yeah.
And then they said something even worse, that even if Miley's baby is mine, they won't recognize it as their grandchild.
Wow.
They looked at me like I was a stranger. My own father said I'm no longer his son. They told me not to come home again, not now, not ever.
That's more severe than I expected, but I'm not surprised they're furious. You didn't just hurt me, you humiliated everyone tied to this arrangement.
I didn't think they'd actually go this far. I thought maybe after some time they'd come around. I thought once the baby came they'd soften, but they were ice cold. They said I'd forfeited everything, and I think they meant it.
You made your choice, Kent. You knew what was at stake, and you went through with it anyway. You walked away from me, from your family's trust, from everything we spent years building. And now you're shocked that it all collapsed?
I didn't think I'd lose everything!
That's what betrayal costs. You don't get to set the terms after you've broken them.
I don't even know what to do now! I feel like I've destroyed my entire future!
Then maybe it's time you stop blaming everyone else and start owning the damage you caused. Whatever's left of your life now, you'll have to build it with Miley. This is the path you chose, so walk it.
Allison, give it back! I want everything! Everything! The bags, the jewelry, the letters, the stupid engraved bracelet, all of it! Those were supposed to be mine!
You've got to be kidding me.
Do I look like I'm joking? Those were meant for Kent's wife. And guess what? That's me now! Not you! Not anymore! I'm the one carrying his child. I'm the one staying by his side. You're just the discarded starter girlfriend.
You've already taken enough, Miley. The man, the wedding, the future I was building. And now you want to strip away the past too?
Yes, because I deserve it. You think walking around in their gifts makes you special? I'm the one who should be dripping in diamonds. I'm the one who should be pampered and praised and adored. I'm the one they should be showering with gifts and letters and apologies. But instead, they're treating me like I'm nothing. And you're still their precious little princess?
Because they saw who you really are.
They saw nothing. They've made a huge mistake. You think you're better than me because they pity you? Because they handed you a bracelet as a consolation prize?
No, I think I'm better because I never had to beg for respect. I earned it by not destroying people to get what I wanted.
You're unbelievable. I'm the one who won. I have Kent. I have the baby. I'm his real family now.
Then why are you so desperate?
I went to their house, Allison. I stood outside their stupid mansion and waited, thinking they'd let me explain, that they'd be decent people and hear me out. You want to know what they did? They dumped a whole bucket of water on me, right in my face. His mother didn't say a word. She just dumped it and told me never to come back, like I was some filthy animal. I was soaked, freezing, humiliated, and they slammed the door in my face like I was garbage. How could they do that to me?
Because you weren't supposed to be there. You weren't part of the future they built. You were the wrecking ball.
This isn't fair. This wasn't the plan. I was supposed to be picking out flowers. I was supposed to be glowing in my dress, not crying on the train back to my cramped apartment. I didn't do all this to be treated like trash. I was supposed to rise, Allison. I was supposed to win.
Then maybe you shouldn't have stepped on everyone on your way up.
You don't get to lecture me. You got everything. The wedding, the sympathy, the luxury, gifts. And what do I get? Some moody guy who complains about my cooking and a baby that no one wants to acknowledge.
I didn't scheme my way into anything. That's the difference. You took, I received, and now you're angry that the world didn't give you more for burning it down.
You're just lucky, that's all. You got lucky.
No, Miley, I just never forgot the difference between love and conquest. And you never cared to learn. Kent was kicked out of his family's apartment not long after the final blow. He and Miley moved into her childhood home, a cramped, aging place that couldn't hide how far they'd both fallen. Kent complained constantly. The rooms were too small, the meals too plain, and the life he'd chosen didn't feel as victorious as he'd imagined. Miley tried to hold it together, but her parents began to crack under the weight of their entitled guests. From what I've heard, it's only a matter of time before they're asked to leave. As for me, I married the man who stood beside me when I had nothing left. He never asked me to pretend. He never made promises he didn't keep. When he was offered an overseas position, I followed him without hesitation. It wasn't the wedding I'd planned, but it was everything I needed. Quiet, honest, free of spectacle. I used to think life was about perfect plans and matching expectations. Now I know better. Peace doesn't come from winning. It comes from knowing you chose what's right, even when no one was watching. And for the first time in years, I'm truly happy.